Welcome to Pharmscreens Training. Today we will be learning how to locate a member and view claim transactions in our Pharmscreen system. So by the end of today, you will learn how not only to locate a member to verify their eligibility, but also how to view claim transactions in Pharmscreen. After you put in your login credentials, you should see a screen similar to what you see displayed on mine. The first thing you're going to want to do is go up to Screens. Then if you'll actually go down to Eligibility, and then we're going to want to move over to Member, and you'll go ahead and select it. And this is going to bring you to the Member Lookup screen. Now there are a couple different ways that you can locate a member in this system. The first of which being by entering the member ID number, which you would put in this field right here. As well, you can locate a member by name, by completing their last name, first name, date of birth. Any of those ways are definitely able to locate members as well. In this case, we're going to go ahead and put in the patient's ID number. And then once I'm done putting in the ID number, I'm going to go ahead and select these binoculars out beside it. And that's going to bring up any exact matches of what I put in. So as you can see, all the exact matches to that ID number, it did pull up. The member I'm looking for was Robert Stone. So now that my cursor is set to him and I know that this was the member I was looking for, I can actually double click and you will notice all of his information now is populated to the right. On this first page, you will see not only his date of birth as well his social security number could be here. Also, here's some information regarding the group number, the carrier, as well of the plan that the member is enrolled in. Also, here's their eligibility information. So to verify eligibility, you would actually, this is where you would go. So it looks like this member, in fact, is active as of July 1st, 2018. And it does look like the member is currently active since you do not see an end date displayed here. If there was an end date of 10/3/2018, for example, then you would know, of course, that the plan was termed. So as long as it's blank, then you know that the member is definitely active. In addition, there are some tabs you'll see to the right on the member screen, demographic information, as well as plan notes, that kind of thing, as well as available on the member lookup screen. That is actually how you identify whether or not a person is active in our system. So now that we know the member is active, we will go ahead and move along to their claims history. So to view claims on a particular patient, you're going to want to first actually leave up the member lookup screen. So you're going to want to keep open this member screen on who you're trying to view the claims for. So since in this case, we're going to be looking at claims information for Mr. Stone, we're going to actually go to Screens. You're going to move down to Lookup and then actually move over to Transaction Lookup. And that should bring up a pop-up box that says Transaction Lookup that looks like this. Since we already have the member lookup screen still open, we can actually just right-click on these binoculars, and as you'll notice, the member ID number from over here actually moves over into this field. Now, to get a list of any claims that have been processed for this ID number, we will go ahead and select Show and List, and then go ahead and select Seek. Here's a list of all the claims that have been processed, and that would be for any member with that ID number. So a family, you would see multiple members of the family. As long as they're all on that ID number, all of their claims would be in this listing as well. I just want to make that clear. So even if you're looking for a particular member in a family, you're going to view all of that family's claims. For this example, we're going to select, so all of these would be claims that have been run for someone with this same member ID number. Now we're going to pull up this ranitidine 300 milligram claim, and I'll go over some basic information on how to read the claim. You will just select on which claim you're trying to view. And here's all the details for that claim. Now, as you can see, it looks like this claim is actually for a dependent on the plan. For all of the claims for that ID number are going to show up. Looks like for this particular claim, the quantity that was submitted was a quantity of 90, it looks like, for a day supply of 90. Also on this page right here, you can see the pharmacy that ran the claim by clicking in the binoculars for NABP. So it looks like Walmart Pharmacy was actually the pharmacy that processed this claim. In addition, on the claim, you can view the NDC if you click right here, which is actually going to give you information on the drug. So this is actually the drug information lookup. So this tells you a little more information as far as what the medication that was processed. And I'm just going to close these screens while I'm. And then also, if you click on prescriber, that's going to pull up the doctor that wrote the prescription. So those are some really neat features on the transaction lookup. Now, as far as payment information, that sort of thing, what you'll want to do is click on the next tab, which is claim response. This information is going to tell you how much the member was responsible for paying. So it looks like in this case, the member's patient pay amount right here was $10, so that would have been their copay. Also, you can see how much the ingredient cost was, as well as how much the plan cost was. And then of course, you see that the copay was $10 right here. It looks like this claim was successful because you do see that it was paid. Now I'm actually going to show you how you would, what a rejected claim would look like as an example. So I'm going to actually go back to our show and list. Okay, and let me just find an example of a claim that rejected. Okay, now here is an example of a rejected claim. The reason that you'll know that it was rejected, you see on the bottom, it says reject 70, product service not covered, plan benefit exclusion. So the first way you can tell, obviously, just by looking at it is by that red bar across the bottom that it did reject. And it will kind of give you a brief description of the reason it rejected. So it looks like the reason for the rejection in this case was because Humira is not covered by the plan. Now, all the information is going to be the same as far as what you would see on a paid claim for this claim information right here. If you actually move over to the claim response tab and scroll down, and if you keep going down at the bottom will be the messaging as far as why the claim did reject. And the messaging you're going to find, it's going to be at the bottom of the rejection under the claim response, and it'll actually be right under this compiled additional message information. So it looks like this claim actually rejected. It says must use Welldyne Specialty Pharmacy. So it looks like the reason it rejected is not necessarily that the medication isn't covered, but that it has to be filled at a specialty pharmacy. But just to kind of give you an example as far as what you would look at, so now you know how you would determine whether or not a certain claim did pay or didn't pay or how it paid. Those give you some basic things to look for. So we have gone ahead and I've showed you how to locate a member, as well as how to view eligibility and confirm eligibility information. Also, we've gone over how to view claims and claims transactions. I definitely hope that you took a lot from this video today. Should you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to your Surpass account management team. And that's the end of our training. Thank you for joining us today.